William James said, "In the deepest heart of all of us, there is a corner in which the ultimate mystery of things works sadly." The Hindu writer Rabindranath Tagore wrote, "Love is an endless mystery, for it has nothing else to explain it." The heartbeat of the internet is a mystery waiting to unfold. I'm Don Jackson. Hello once again. Thomas Hardy, writing of his character Eustacia Vi in The Return of the Native, described her this way: "She had pagan eyes, full of nocturnal mysteries." Women of the time did seem to have their fair share of mysteries that intrigued their men. Wasn't it a woman by the name of Helen who was supposed to have launched 1,000 ships? It's an interesting tale. Aphrodite promised the shepherd boy Paris, who was to be a judge in a beauty contest between the goddesses, that the world's most beautiful mortal woman, Helen, would leave her husband and become his wife if he chose Aphrodite, the winner. Aphrodite won her contest. Paris won Helen as a reward. Helen and Paris fell in love, and she ran away with him to Troy. A great war resulted that was known as the Trojan War. She eventually returned to her husband Menelaus, but not before a great toll was exacted on the battlefield. Even though this is only a legend, and the search for the existence of Troy continues to this day, the poet Yeats wrote a simple truth that comes almost as a moral to the story. What were all the world's alarms to mighty Paris when he found sleep upon a golden bed that first dawn in Helen's arms? The heartbeat of the internet is a little faster when mystery is at hand. I'm Don Jackson. Scarlett O'Hara was not beautiful, but men seldom realized it when caught by her charm. The opening line from Margaret Mitchell's classic, Gone with the Wind. That may have been the case for Mitchell's heroine, but there was one mystery man who made her heart beat faster. She describes him this way: "Ashley Wilkes was born of a line of men who used their leisure for thinking, not doing, for spinning brightly colored dreams that had in them no touch of reality. He moved in an inner world that was more beautiful than Georgia, and came back to reality with reluctance. He looked on people, and he neither liked nor disliked them. He looked on life, and was neither heartened nor saddened. Why he should have captivated Scarlett when his mind was a stranger to hers, she did not know. The very mystery of him excited her curiosity, like a door that had neither lock nor key. The things about him which she could not understand only made her love him more, and his odd, restrained courtship only served to increase her determination to have him for her own." End quote. For there are men of mystery who have the same effect on women, but it's the woman of mystery who has our complete attention in this program. This reminds me of a story that I once featured about a samurai. This comes from the Reader's Digest Almanac of the Uncanny, and I quote, "A Chinese scholar spent rapturous nights in the arms of a beautiful but mysterious woman. His friends eventually discovered that the mansion he visited each night was a ruin, while the woman he loved had been buried for centuries in a nearby graveyard." I'm Don Jackson, listening to the heartbeat of the internet and intoxicated by the scent of roses. In the spring and summer, our gardens are in bloom with some of the most beautiful flowers, but there is one that reigns supreme over all the rest. From an article edited by Kim Freeman in Victoria magazine, and I quote, "At the heart of the rose lies mystery and romance, stirring a passion like no other flower." End quote. I go out to my gardens in the warm summer night lured by the exquisite perfume of the nighttime rose. Author Kathy Lamancusa, in her collection Flowers Are Forever, believes, and I quote, "The fragrance of flowers seems more romantic and mysterious at night," end quote. And it is. The fragrance is different from what we sense in the garden by day. And so why do you think it is that many prefer to be in their gardens only by daylight? Henry Beston from the Outermost House wrote, "Civilization has fallen out of touch with night. With lights, we drive the holiness and the beauty of night back to the forests and the seas. The little villages, the crossroads even, will have none of it. Are modern folk perhaps afraid of night? Do they fear the vast serenity, the mystery of infinite space, the austerity of stars?" And Leonard Bernstein, in The Infinite Variety of Music, wrote, and again I quote, "We are still romantics at heart. The romantics gave us back our moon, for instance, which science has taken away from us and made into just another airport. Secretly, we all want the moon to be what it was before, a mysterious, hypnotic light in the sky. We want love to be mysterious too, as it used to be, and not a set of psychotherapeutic rules for interpersonal relationships. We crave mystery even as we forge ahead toward the solution of one cosmic mystery after another." And speaking of roses, it was Rilke who said, "Alone, extravagant bloom, you create your own space. Alone, you retrace your image in a mirror of perfume." Someone once wrote, "Love always has been and always will be a mystery." And if you take away nothing else from this webcast, maybe that's the real answer. I'm Don Jackson, trying to unravel a little of that mystery as we meet once again near the heartbeat of the internet. We may not like problems, but they become the portals to the miracles by which we discover the mysteries in the person we love and the most profound truths in ourselves. End quote. Daphne Rose Kingma in her Book of Days, A Garland of Love. If anyone truly understood some of the mysteries of love, it was Leo Buscaglia. And from his book Born for Love, and I quote, "Love is an emotion of extremes. It challenges our patience, our understanding, and our resources. It heightens our perceptions and increases our energy and vitality. It is not for the easily defeated or the quickly disillusioned. If we are determined to be lovers, we shall have to accept and acknowledge our passions. Of course, we risk being led into mysterious, uncharted, hazardous places, but we can be assured that our lives will never be dull." Life is the greatest mystery of all. We explored life in detail in my last webcast, The Music of Life. I'm Don Jackson, and on my Facebook page, Don Jackson's fan page, and on Twitter at LOS Don Jackson, I ponder some of the little mysteries that make our lives interesting. Cher Razul, in a poem called Blackness, wrote, "Of all the things we do, the ways we are, the things that are us, the most incomprehensible mystery is our optimism in the face of reality." End quote. One of my favorite contemporary writers at the moment is Squire Rushnell. His book is called When God Winks, and I quote, "We just need to accept that while life is often a mystery, we, each and every one of us, have a role in it as the mystery unfolds. We need to act on our dreams and be present to the appearance of the divine in our day-to-day existence. That is our destiny." We're unraveling some of that mystery that comes with listening to the heartbeat of the internet I'm Don Jackson. You might want to consider life as you would a puzzle. Bernadette Bellezza writes, and I quote, "As children, we all played with those connect-the-dots puzzles. We would trace along the numbers from 1 to 2 to 3, until suddenly a picture appeared. It always amazed me that when it was just a page of hapless numbers, I was unable to see what it was meant to be. And even as I traced along through the numbers, the meaning of the picture often remained a mystery until the end. The odd thing is, once the picture appeared, it was easy to see the outline, and I would wonder why I hadn't been able to guess it earlier. Life is a lot like a connect-the-dots puzzle. The direction of our life takes many turns, changing jobs leading to new relationships. Lessons learned from bad choices, guiding us towards inward reflection. One casual decision moves us toward an unsuspecting detour, while our purpose in life remains unclear to us. And as we trace along more and more dots in our life, what appeared as random events fall together with profound meaning. We begin to glimpse our direction, and what was once a puzzle to us suddenly becomes clear. Maybe it is part of a bigger plan. Maybe it is hindsight. But what was once the big mistake we thought we'd regret forever becomes the lesson that taught us compassion. The cherished friendships, carefully nurtured over the years, hold us close when crisis strikes, and the unsuspecting detour leads us safely toward home. A Latin proverb states, "To every man, his own life is a mystery." Judy Wardell seems to add to that proverb by saying, life was meant to be a mystery, to be lived spontaneously from a present time, unpredictable place, end quote. And this from a book called Beginning Again by Will Limon. He writes, and I quote, "Just as I cannot see the beginning of my life, so the end remains a mystery. I spend my hours on the journey between these two awesome points in time," end quote. And finally, this from writer Pam Brown, who said, "In the huge mysteries of time and space, I feel your arm about my shoulder and am not afraid." Have a great day and a good night, filled with many sweet dreams.